Om Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidveshavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji.
So, in the last class, you were asking the question about consciousness and jiva, right? Atma and jiva. So, in Vedanta, this is called Advaita Vedanta, where there is no Dvaita. Dvaita means two things. Dvaita means two. Advaita, opposite to two, is one. So, this is Advaita philosophy, what we are studying. So being Advaita means it is one thing. So here it is talked about the truth, one reality. So that one reality is something which is limitless. It is not limited. Anantaha. And it is not present only now or it was present. It is always there. Its existence is in all the three times, past, present, and future. And also it is permanent, nityaha. Neither it is a product nor it is produced. It was never produced by anything. Neither it is a product. Not being produced, it cannot be a product also. And it is attributeless, nirguna. There is no attribute or there is no parts. It has no parts. It is not in parts. And it is not a matter also. It is there all the three times, but it is not a particular thing, or it is not an object, or it is not a matter. Doesn't mean it is something very big, because it is all pervasive also. It is there everywhere. It is all pervasive. So being all pervasive, so we may imagine, we may take it as something big, something very big. There is a possibility to take it as a big, whatever our mind can imagine, the biggest thing in this world, that much big one can think. So it is not a thing to say it is big or bigger than this particular or that particular thing. It is not something, a matter. It is not an object. It is consciousness. And it is limitless. Anantaha. There is no place where it is not present. There is not even a single place where it is not present. Doesn't mean it has a location. Just because it is all pervasive and it is everywhere, but it has no a particular location. Why there is no particular location? Because it is everywhere. It is all pervasive. Being all pervasive, there is no particular a place, location, where you can say it is available here, it is not available there. It is equally available. So that one truth from what everything has come, that one truth is called Brahman in Vedanta. That one truth. We are talking about one consciousness, that highest truth. So that is also called as Paramatma. There are different names. It's all synonyms. Also, Atma, Atma, Paramatma, Chaitanya. That is the meaning for consciousness. In Sanskrit, it is also known as Chaitanya. So that one reality, they talked about one reality. Now, what is Jiva? So now we understood the nature of Atma. We got some features. What is meant by Atma, what is meant by Brahman, what is meant by Chaitanya. They are all same. So if I say Atma, it is nothing but that Chaitanya, which is consciousness. So if I give you example to understand what is meant by Jiva, let's take a sun. There is one sun. Okay. So there is a mirror in a dark room. There's one mirror in a dark room. So the sunlight is not able to enter the room directly. It is not able to enter. So now what we have to do, or that person who wants the sunlight, he has to open the window or door, right? So now once he opens, what happens? That sun gets reflected on the mirror. Sun gets reflected due to the reflected medium. What is the reflected medium? Is mirror. Mirror is a reflecting medium and the original sun. Two things. Now you have you have a choice where to throw the light, that reflected light, reflected sun. So wherever you want, you can make use of it. You can turn the mirror this side and right side, left side, and throw the light on particular thing. So if the mirror is small, so what happens to the sun? Will sun become small? No. What becomes small? The light. The outcome of the light will be smaller. And if mirror is very big, the reflecting medium is very big. So you will have a lot of light, so much light within the dark room. So now the original sun is that consciousness, and the reflecting medium is Jiva. Now, how many suns are there? There is only one sun. There are no many suns. So this is one example. I'll give you one or two, three examples to understand what is meant by Jiva here. Okay. So now one more example, the electricity. Just imagine that in the room there are so many lights, so many bulbs, small, big, very big, and there are some, the flickering like jipuk, the lights, varieties of lights nowadays we see, different shapes, etc. So in every bulb, you see the light, and that light is coming because of that electricity. And the shape of the bulb, depending on the shape of the bulb, you see the light. If it is very small, you will see a drop of light in it. If it is bigger than that, you will see a big light. And if it is very big, I mean the bulb is very big, and you see the light thrown out of that bulb is so much. Okay. Now, what is there inside is electricity. The electricity is flowing equally in in the wire. But when it comes to the bulb, a particular bulb, depending on the capacity of the bulb, the light, we can see the light, depending on the capacity of the bulb. So now, what makes the difference? The bulb makes the difference. How big the bulb is, that much light alone we see. But what is the common thing in every bulb is electricity. The electricity is something which is very common. What makes difference is the shape of the bulb makes the difference. Okay. So here bulb is jiva. And the electricity behind this bulb is that consciousness, Chaitanya. So one more example to make it very clear. There are hundreds of pots, and in every pot there is a water, and there is one sun above. Now, when you look at the pots, you will see 100 reflected suns. You will see many suns there. So you understand, oh my God, there are 100 suns here, because you are looking at the reflection in the pot. So you take it as many suns are there. But in reality, it is not many. How many suns are there? The original sun is only one, but the reflected suns are many. Due to reflected medium, the water in the pot makes it look like there are many. So the appearance, it appears to be many due to upadhi, due to that pot, in Sanskrit, that particular which covers that water, which limits in small, is called upadhi. So this body is upadhi. This body is upadhi. Due to that upadhi, it appears as though there are many suns. As many people are, those many suns are there. So this is what is misunderstanding. This is what is called ignorance. So due to ignorance, one take oneself as jiva. Jiva means I am limited. But in Vedanta, it says it is only one consciousness. There are no different or many consciousness. It is only one consciousness. It is only because of this external appearance, external form and name on form, it looks many, that's all. So it is only appearance, as though many suns, as though many consciousness. So that particular pot, if it says that I am very small, because that pot has an understanding, the knowledge that the form, the name and particular form as himself or herself. That particular pot has taken. Like for example, if there is a pot, and in that pot, it's an empty pot, and in that pot, there is a space. Okay, so just let's imagine 10 pots. There are 10 pots, empty pots. Now, when it is empty, what is there inside? Nothing, only space. So now how many space are there if you count? 10 space, right?
Yeah, many.
Okay. Now, okay. So here we have to understand something. Now, outside the pot, there is a space. Inside the pot, there is a space. Now, pot number one, let's give the names to each pot. 1 pot, 2 pot, 3 pot, 4 pot, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pots. So if you count it as 10 space. But if you inquire, if you try to understand, if you see, the difference. What is the difference between outside space and inside space? Now let's see. The number 1 pot space, number 2 pot space, number 3 pot space, number 6 pot space, number 7, number 8, number 10 pot space. What is that we see different here? What is the difference? We see only the 1 number pot, 2 number pot. What is common in this all the pot is space. When I say number 1 pot space, number 2 pot space, number 3 pot space. So when I'm just saying one thing repeatedly, saying only one thing repeated, only one, that is space. The word space is repeated in all the 10 pots, and the numbers of the pots are different. So whatever is there inside the space is only one. Now, is that different from outside space? Is that space different from outside space? No. The space outside the pot and the space inside the pot is one and the same. Neither the space inside the pot is part of outside pot. No, it is not a part. Space cannot be cut like that. You cannot take a small portion of space and put in this number 1 pot. Take another piece of space. No, it is only one space. It is not a part. It is not in the part. This is what is the teaching of Advaita Vedanta. It is only one space. Then why do I see many? Due to ignorance. Not knowing the oneness, not seeing or not discriminating properly, not understanding it properly, that makes me see as many, as different. But with inquiry, with proper inquiry, with the help of pramana, the means of knowledge, with the help of Upanishads, the means of knowledge, Vedanta, I understand, because the subject matter of Vedanta is the same, which makes us see the non-dual Brahman, the one which is one. So now, why we need means of knowledge here? Okay, so now this is very clear. The individual pot takes himself as Jiva, one who has no idea, one who has the ignorance of being one with that outside space. Due to Upadhi, the limited, the external, the pot, due to that, that pot, particular pot, takes himself or herself as a limited individual being. That limited individual being is called Jiva. But in reality, it is only one space. There is no many space. But there is an ignorance there. There is a non-understanding about that oneness. And that non-understanding is due to ignorance. Now that, what is the problem here is ignorance. Ignorance means darkness. There is no knowledge. So what has to be, what is the remedy now? If there is darkness, then you have to bring light. Once light comes in, darkness goes away. So same way here, if ignorance is there, then remedy will be knowledge. Knowledge of that oneness is the remedy. So with that knowledge, you get that clarity that there is no difference between outside space and inside space. The space was only in my head. It is neither outside, it was not neither inside, it is in my head only. So the whole problem was misunderstanding or wrong notion. So that wrong notion has to go. Ignorance has to be removed with the help of, can you do it by yourself? Can you remove that ignorance by yourself? Very difficult. Who has to remove that ignorance? One who is already ignorant. The person is already ignorant and he is trying to remove his own ignorance. That is not possible. So if you want to look at your own eyes, how can you look at your own eyes? It is not possible. Then we need something reflecting agent or reflection, some kind of mirror where I can see my own eyes. So this is what is called Vedanta. We need a pramana, the means of knowing, means of knowledge. Why it is important to have means of knowledge? See, just imagine that you are in Rishikesh. Okay, Rishikesh is a place here where I am. So you are in Rishikesh. Somehow you started feeling that you have to go to Rishikesh. You are in Rishikesh, but you want to go to Rishikesh. Now what you can do? How you can go to Rishikesh? It is impossible, right? You cannot go anywhere. Then you need a help. You need someone to come and tell you that, hey man, look at this board, look at this railway station, look at this building, look at this mountain, look at this Ganges, look at this ashram. This is all Rishikesh. Yes, this is Rishikesh. Yes, and you are in Rishikesh. Did you understand that? Yes. If you understand it, then there is no problem. Okay. But here we also need Shraddha. If anybody ongoer, like layman coming and telling you that this is Rishikesh, you won't take it. If that person has that, that kind of form and look, that he's quite old man, very matured, and he's reliable. Somehow you feel that he's a reliable person. He's not just a layman. So you develop that trust. So whatever he says, it enters your head. So that is what is Shraddha here. Even after telling, if it doesn't work, if that person, he has the trust, he has Shraddha, he takes him to be reliable source, but there is one word comes, but that stops him from accepting, stops him from taking that particular place as Rishikesh. So what can be done to such person? For him, there's one good idea, So make him, tell him, okay, I will take you to Rishikesh. Let's go. So get a car, make him sit there. Or take him by walk. Take him around for a long time. Take him around nearby Rishikesh, on the roads and the mountain, etc. Then bring that person back to a particular place, the same place, and tell him, now you have come to Rishikesh. So that person will be very happy. Oh my God, it took so much time. Now I have come to Rishikesh. So this also may be needed. That person has to undergo such discipline. If that person, see, if he is ready, if he has that Shraddha and that readiness to accept, that prepared mind, so here all the disciplines comes. For focused mind, for concentration, you do meditation. And for purity, for purity of the mind. Then you do karma yoga. Karma yoga helps you to develop that purity, the simplicity, taking things as they are, not being confused, or a balanced personality, not having anxiety and all that opposites, uh, too much pleasure and pain and all that. So you dvandvas, it is called dvandvas, pairs of opposition, pairs of opposition. So you overcome that by doing karma yoga. Karma yoga helps you to develop that purity of the mind for focus, meditation, etc. So if you look at the Ashtanga Yoga also, you see that how it is being done. The 8 limbs, how it is explained. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So you see that the first, the values, the 10 values, Yama, what is to be done, what is not to be done. Then Asana, Pranayama. So Bahya and the inward. Okay. So all that is being taught, explained. So here, Karma Yoga helps you to develop that Chitta Shuddhi, purity of the mind. Develop Satvika Guna. So finally, one has to give up all good and bads because one wants to cross over the Punya and Papa. Because when you do something good, you get good result. That's called Punya. And when you do something wrong, you get Papa. So all these result, the both good and bad results will bind you. It is said, it is like the Papa karma is like a iron chain, and Punya phala, that is doing good, the result of doing good is called Punya, and that is like a golden chain. With what chain you want to be bound? Or if I have to put you in a cell, what kind of cell would you like to be in? Would you like to be in a steel cell or gold cell? You will say, I don't want to be in cell, sir. I want freedom. I don't want both. But you cannot give up good in the beginning. You can't say, I have decided to give up all the good actions. I want freedom. What about bad action? Yeah, I'll think about it. I have to give it up. No. First, you have to give up all the bad actions. Then once you give up all the bad action, you will give up even good action also. And finally, you get rid of all this karma and you become free. And that happens only when you get the knowledge that you cannot stop doing good and bad by yourself. That is what is teaching in Bhagavad Gita. That is what we are going to see now. Where Karma Yoga comes in. For what? So that's why the whole teaching is not to run away. Neither I will do bad, neither I will do good. I'll just go run away. No, that running away won't work because the karma will stick you. It is already there in a chip form. In your system, it is already there. You are born with that. You cannot run away. Wherever you run away, the chip is with you. So it will give a particular situation. It will make you go in a particular situation where all the karmas can fructify. Again, the same problem. So Krishna being a teacher, he wants Arjuna to get a right knowledge and real freedom, not temporary freedom. If it have allowed him to run away, Arjuna would have got a temporary freedom, but it will not be a permanent freedom. So first you have to give up all the wrong deeds, wrong actions, then you give up even good action by discovering that you are not the doer. By discovering that you are not the doer. I am not the doer. The doership comes only when you take yourself as jiva, individual, limited. If you take yourself as only body and mind, whatever you are 5 feet 4 inch, 60 pounds, 50 pounds, a particular shape, name, that person. If you take that much alone, then you are jiva. So as a jiva, you will be suffering because there is no freedom. As a jiva, you are born. If you take yourself as jiva, you will die. If you take yourself as jiva, you have to do so many things to attain. You want survival, you want food, you want luxury, you want freedom also, you want moksha, you want heaven, you want everything for security. You want good body, you want to stop aging, you want good diet, and you want money for that, and you want to live. And also you want to be great, you want to be big, because now you are limited. As a jiva, you are limited. So physically also you want to become big. So you try to develop biceps, triceps, etc. Mentally also you want to become big because now you are very small. So you go to library every day and read so many books. So you think that you have become big mentally, intellectually, and you also compare with others. The jealousy is there. And once something which you desire and when you don't get it, then you develop anger also. You develop the anger. So all these problems, why it is happening? Because of ignorance, that being limited, the jivatva. Due to that jiva feeling, one who has no idea about reality, that one Brahman or that one Atma. So it is said in one of the Upanishads, there is one Upanishad called Katho Upanishad, very beautiful Upanishad. It is a dialogue between Lord Death, Yama Dharmaraja, and student, young boy called Nachiketa. So there is a very beautiful dialogue, exactly like Krishna and Arjuna, what is happening in Bhagavad Gita. Same way, there also dialogue between student and teacher, where Nachiketa is asking about Atma. Tell me that one thing. Everybody wants to become free, but by knowing what one can be free, please teach me that. So he gives one, I'm not teaching Upanishad here, just giving you one example where he says, the whole creation is the food for that Atma. He's giving the idea, the features, the nature of that Atma, what kind of Atma it is, that reality, the truth, what it is. He says the whole creation is food for that Atma. And the side dish is time. Vrittihu, Kalaha. The time is side dish for that Atma. So you can just understand, you can try to know what it is. The whole creation is within the Atma. Within the Atma means what? There is no particular location. It is beyond this creation. Being the cause of creation, it is away from creation. That is why we can have freedom. If Atma was not free from creation, we would have not had freedom. Why? Because our nature is also same. Whatever we are talking now about Atma is nothing but my own nature. There's no difference. If I see the difference, that means I take myself as Jiva. So I had read in one calendar in Rishikesh, it was written, in this country, you can learn to be God. You can learn to be God. जीव से भगवान बनने का विद्या मिलता है. In Hindi it is said. There is a knowledge in this country where you can learn to be God. That is what is here. The whole teaching is that. So that Kala means time. That's why if you look at the name of Lord Shiva is called Mahakal. He's the eater of time. You know, it's like he's a father of time. So for him, the whole creation and the time is the food. That means it is beyond. Who is beyond? That Atma. Who are you? I'm Jiva small. No, that's ignorance. We are talking about your nature only. This is what is Advaita. One who understands. Yama says. Who can understand this? He says that. First of all, who can understand this? A man? Is there anyone in this world who can understand this? If somebody understands, he will be free from sorrow. If someone understands it, he will be free from sorrow because he discovers Mahakal as himself, not even inside. You don't start. You don't start feeling that I have started feeling I am Shiva nowadays. It's not a question of feeling. Or sometime I feel I am Shiva. Shiva means that reality, the truth, that Mahakal. So from essentially, there's no difference between that reality and this reality. If you see the difference, that means you are Jiva. So in reality, there is only one Atma. And due to ignorance, you look at it differently. You have no knowledge, so you are Jiva. If you have knowledge, you are Atma. So to understand that only is this study. To remove all this ignorance, to remove all those notions which makes us feel that I am different from that one reality. What is the problem? Why should I know all this? I am eating, sleeping, everything is going on. Yes, you can be. As long as you get a question in your mind, what is the final goal of human life? I'm growing older day by day. I'm losing everything, whatever I had. My hair is becoming gray. My eyesight is, becoming. The number is increasing. The specs number is increasing. The way I used to walk 20 years back and today, 20 years back, if somebody calls me immediately, I'll jump from the bed and run to the door. But now it's a big project. You have to assemble yourself. You need to look for specs first, touch the table, look for a specs, and tell that person, wait, I'm coming. Then you wear a slipper carefully, not jumping here, there. Otherwise, you'll have any problem. So slowly you have to wear the slipper and then take a walking stick if you have. Take a walking stick from a particular place where you keep every day. Even at dark, you should be able to reach out. You will keep consciously in that particular place. So when this is the situation, that person may feel that will I be like this? Or looking at other people, is this the life? Is this is what is going to happen to everyone? Or is there any something else? Can I have something different? So that is what is the discussion is all about. That if you think that you are small, it is due to ignorance, and that ignorant person is called jiva. And there is one reality which is all pervasive, nirguna, which has no a particular form, etc., without attribute. That reality is Atma. So how many Atmas are there now? One. Got it? This is non-duality. How many Jivas are there? Yes. Whoever has that Jiva Bhava, whoever takes himself as small, is Jiva. Then what about animals, sir? Will they not get moksha? Because there are so many animal lovers also. They want their pets also to enjoy the freedom. Why they should be barred? Yes, there is a difference between animals and human beings. They are all same in the food, eating. We also eat, they also eat. Ahara, bhaya, fear. They too have fear, we too have fear. Nidra, they sleep, we sleep. Maituna, that is progeny, they too give birth. Human beings also give birth. Then what is the difference, sir? The difference is buddhi, the intellect. Buddhi of what kind? They also argue that they too have buddhi. The buddhi to choose, where you can choose. We have that buddhi to go for some particular choice. So that way, for animals, it is not possible. And another thing is simple question, answer is whoever asked for them it is. If dog comes and asks you, I feel I'm scared, I have the fear, and I feel I'm going to die. Please give me that knowledge by which I can get rid of this fear. Can you give me this knowledge? Yes, sir. Please sit down. You can give. So whoever asks, if dog is not asked, can't give. So if who is the qualified? That person should ask for it. Jignasu. One should ask for it. One should, that asking means that person is ready to take that knowledge. He is ready to follow the discipline. There is a surrender. So with that attitude, if someone comes to a teacher, if teacher teaches him, it will give the fruit. The person will understand. If there is something lacking, then teacher also will guide him that what all the methods he has to follow. So there is karma yoga, there is dhyana, there is a yoga, there are pranayamas, varieties of disciplines are there, where you can overcome all the limitations and get ready for the knowledge. And with all that preparation, the important thing is jnana. That is, that I want to know. That is very important. That is the first thing one should be having. That is the primary. Other all secondary. If that is there, even after having that, if something is lacking, then all that can be corrected through all the sadhana, different sadhana. Okay. So after understanding this, studying Bhagavad Gita will be very easy. Now we have to just read the verses and understand the meaning of it. You'll get it. This is the whole crux of Advaita Vedanta. The whole second chapter is based on this knowledge. So to get united to that one reality. I'm using the word get united. There is nothing called getting united or anything here because it is already one. If you say I have to get united, that is Sankhya philosophy or some other philosophy, Advaita, that I have to get united. In Sankhya, you have to get separated. Okay. So in Advaita, there is no separation, no united, etc. Only discovering the oneness, that one reality. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So is that clear to you?
Yeah, very
The
much.
Jiva and Atma?
Yes. I would have liked to add it that because of the many karmas, there are many jivas.
Yes.
Yes. But that is also
You
self-evident.
can take it. Yeah.
Thank you.